Alright, now what's up guys? So today I'm going to be doing a trade breakdown and I'll show you on how I was able to make about $3,000 trading GBP/JPY. But happy new year, and remember, you can only achieve your goals by taking action, honestly. And you could have all the wildest dreams, but if you can't take action day by day consistently, then honestly nothing is going to happen. Now remember to subscribe and hit the like button, and without any further ado, let's get to the chat. Alright, now let's get straight to chat. Now, as you guys can see, this is GJ, and I'll quickly go over to the H4, and we shall start off with what I honestly saw. Now, rule of thumb, to me, with how I trade, I want to see the volatility, I want to see the momentum, I want to see who exactly is moving the price. Do we have buyers? Well and good, pretty good. Do we have sellers? You know, those are some of the most fundamental things that I personally watch out for. Now, a quick one. This trade was actually sent to the free Telegram, and the link is just down in the description. And then more to that, if you'd love to use the same broker that I personally use, I'll also attach the link just down. Alright, now I want us to start off, and then I'll show you what exactly has been happening with GJ, and I was actually able to get this trade. So with what we can look out for with the current price, actually this is the trade, but I'm going to show you a bit in detail. So with what we can see this initial push to the upside. Okay, we saw that was some good momentum to the upside. See the price breaking, all, go ahead and mark them out. So we saw the price breaking all the highs, all our highs, all our highs to form this high. Okay, the other side we also have these lows, not a big concern since we are in an uptrend. And then we also have this. Okay, so in here, first confirmation was the trend was to the upside. Now, honestly, I'm not going to lie, I love trading with a trend. That's a thing for me. Sometimes I do get stopped out, but to me, it's totally understandable because at least I'm sticking to what my plan is. Okay. Now, straight in. So we have this high. Okay, now interesting part is this is the highest point where we saw GJ come to, and then we had this. Now I personally expected the price to at least break out and then continue, but I think if we can actually scroll back in time, perhaps we could see something that says something different rather. Now, having understood how the price was behaving, it was my time now to focus on the key levels. Now I'll quickly show you the levels that I personally focus on the most. So we had this, I just showed you this. This is the highest point where the price came. In other words, it could also be a swing high at this point, but let's just keep it as the highest point where we've had the price come to. Now it holds because we can see the price again came back and then reacted off. So in other words, you could again have to draw a level here, but how about we just kept one line since it's all the same point. So in such an instance, we have this area off here, okay, which is really interesting. Now on the other side, we saw at this point just a bit of huge selling coming in, which is also really good. But keep in mind, to me, with what I'm going to keep as my overall bias is buys. Why? Because the overall trend is to the upside. Now, what came into my mind was, what was in my mind was, what are my demand levels? So I did have this level drawn out. Okay, now what's a demand level? This is a point where we have insane huge buying pressure. Okay, now with what you guys can see, okay, we saw the price come here to this exact point of here. I'll go ahead and stress it out more to this point, and then we saw huge buying pressure. Now what happens is most times these levels will always hold, but it's not often. We shall actually discuss that perhaps in a different video or something, but more often sometimes they will do hold. So we have this. Actually, if you could even look at that, we also have this. I also marked it out and I'll show you what happened. So we had this, actually marked out this area. So we see the price got off here, and then we had huge buying pressure coming out. Now what I wanted was, once the price comes back to this point and I am able to go ahead and place my buys. Okay, and okay, let me just do that. Okay, perfect, there we go. So now what happens, there we go. So we see the price coming off here, huge selling, coming back to a demand zone, okay? And now that's where the magic happens. Now, sometimes you may have to use pending orders where the price comes off here and then it's going to trigger your order and then you have that trade in. But let me scale down to H1. Now, we've been doing all this on the H4, but now let's go over to H1 and then you guys will see. Now, there we go. Interesting stuff off here. So now what happened is we saw the price come into our zone. Actually, there we go. So this is even well marked. All right, so now we see the price coming straight into my demand zone of here, and this is all I wanted. Now, sometimes you may need to first see that huge buying pressure happening. Could see this bullish big candlestick happening, then a bit of a pullback, and then have your entries off here, and then take that short-term trade. But on the other side, as I mentioned, there's an option of you using pending orders. Say you placed it even somewhat to the extreme of here, so that whenever the price triggers your pending order, there we go, you have the trade in. But for my case, I scaled in somewhere right off here. Actually, if we scale down to M15, I think we could even have a much better look at the entry. Okay, all right, I just adjusted that when I was just doing the changes, but I think I did have my entry somewhere down right around here, somewhere off here. And then as you can see, it was a beautiful trade. I could have done a replay, but currently it's not possible. But there we go, beautiful trade, and there we go, we had our take profit smashed. Now, there's a similar trade that I have actually just sent into the Telegram channel before starting to pre-record this session. And this is it. If I could actually show you on my phone, okay, I don't know if you guys can see that, but perhaps I'll just attach the screen of here so you guys can see. So I also just sent those buys, okay, into the group. Now, honestly, same concept, just as how we just saw. Again, now, most interesting part is it's again back into a beautiful demand zone. If we can go to the H4, you guys will even have much a better look, okay? Whoa, I don't know why my trading is taking a bit long to honestly load. That's crazy. All right, perfect. There we go. Now back to a beautiful demand zone. Why? Again, we see huge buying pressure, which is honestly significant. Then even on the other side, if you also wanted to mark out some of these levels, you could mark them out, and then I'll tell you why. So say you had this, I'll make this a line that is not dotted. There we go. Now, these levels are honestly really, really important. You see, whenever we see the price coming back to this, now let me give you an example. Actually, we had this. So the price come off here, just a bit of a push. We have this. See the price coming here, and that's why I was confused to take those buys. Now, I know the price in summer could come back off here and then push back down, which is honestly okay. But with GJ off here, I would have made, I'd say actually 50 or 60 plus pips, because it's actually really good with GJ. So in such an instance, I'm able to capitalize and make some good money off those trades. So same trade, as I mentioned, I've just sent it in the free Telegram. Again, as I mentioned, you can join that the free Telegram main channel. The link is just down in the description. You join up to 60,000 traders just like you, okay? And I mean, that's an opportunity not to miss out on. And then more to that, I'll quickly show you something off here. Okay, now, quick takeaway for this year again is, as I always mention, I want us to focus on the best trades possible. Actually, during the holidays, we were doing a bit of trading with my students and all that, and there's something that I noticed. I was actually taking, I would say one trade in like 2 or 3 days. No, I would say 2 days, okay? And I was only focusing on the best setups possible. And guess what? It has actually been good. Like, we were making big money. And I mean it. Okay? Now, just in case you are a trader that is really willing to make things happen this year, listen, this is your chance, okay? I'll go ahead and adjust this guy off here. All right, perfect. There we go. So, as I mentioned, this is your chance. You see, we've just had the year starting, and the most interesting part is only action takers can win. And funny thing is, the earlier the better. If you can start right now, then I can promise in the next 3 months, honestly, a lot will have changed. I mean, student testimonials really do the talking, because I've done that for many students. Many people have been able to generate profits, and you can be up next. Okay, now it all starts now. The more you delay, then honestly, the longer you are delaying your success. And that's a thing that I wouldn't honestly recommend. Now, I'm going to put a link just down in the description. Join the Forex Bulls exclusive family, okay? In there, you'll be able to interact with over 1,000 traders, 5 mentors, 4 Zoom weekly sessions, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sundays, okay? And then more to that, you'll have direct access to me. And we shall start on your journey to financial freedom. And for this year, it's less talk, more action, okay? Less talk, more action. And I'll see you guys in the next breakdown. Cheers. I'm out. Let's go.